We have looked back at the key geopolitical issues of the year 2022, and we have also seen the great power of sports. And now, in the last part of this special program, let's talk about something new. It could be a new venture, a new idea, or a new opportunity, even a new lifestyle. During the new, I have Enoch Wang, Senior Advisor of Online Education and International Cooperation from Tsinghua University, here with us in Beijing, China. And also we have in Los Angeles, United States, Malik Naibi, social media influencer and founder of Duke 65. Enoch, Malik, welcome to the Hub on CGTN and welcome to this year-ender program.
Thank you so much, Wang.
I consider both of you my friend. What's more important is the fact that you're both what we call slash youth, young people with multiple skills, talent, and occupations, if you will. Malik, let me start with you. You're apparently a social media content creator and influencer with millions of followers on multiple platforms. You're an entrepreneur right now these days in the West Coast. What's your understanding of this slash youth? How are you enjoying this label, this title?
Yeah, well, I mean, according to my dad, it's called unemployed, but I think according to my dad, I think the slash youth is another name is unemployed. So, but to be honest, I found I think it's a growing trend globally, not only in China. And I see a lot of people here in Los Angeles, like they always have a day job, and at the same time, they're also a funder of something, a designer of something, and they're pursuing their dreams in some other industry. So I think it's really young people trying to to break the tradition of work and into they have a job that pays the bill, but at the same time, a work that makes them happy and something that really entertain them while doing. So I think it's just it's a way of making your life much more interesting, and at the same time make a little extra money.
Enoch, you're a media personality. You're an emerging media personality. You're an advisor for your alma mater, Tsinghua University. You're helping your school reaching out, to a global potential prospective candidates. How are you liking the lifestyle of being what we call slash youth?
For me, when I went to universities, I asked myself, what do I want to do in the next 3 to 4 years? And I ended up studying mathematics and statistics. Of course, they're transferable skills, but it has very little to do with my career afterward. And then when I graduate, I asked myself the same question, what do I want to do with my career? And because of an very impactful volunteering trip I took to Pakistan and India, I ended up spending 3 wonderful years in Africa working on issues such as sustainable development. So I think that's one aspect. The other issues I want to touch upon is because of the advancement of technology, we're able to do more with less. We're able to maximize our efficiency. We're going to maximize our potential. But at the same time, we're able to do better with multitasking because we understand that knowledge and subject expertise isn't the most important anymore, because with the help of artificial intelligence and internet, we can have access to information anytime, anywhere. But instead, we focus more on the application of knowledge with application of different skill sets, etc. So at the end of the day, the reason why I enjoy the lifestyle of being a slash youth is that you are now able to do more with what you like. So who wouldn't want that?
As I understand correctly, you're both Chinese, either by origin or by identity. How do you look at the fact that China is, interacting with the rest of the world? We're at a very interesting age and time whereby there have been intensified geopolitical conflicts. China-US relations are not getting any better. How do you understand the mandate of being a Chinese youth at this point in time in bridging the gap of understanding between China and the rest of the world? Malik, let me start with you.
So I would say back in the days, the identity of being a Chinese, when I was studying abroad, it wasn't as empathized because you can see a lot of Chinese students and Chinese tourists and businessmen were, doing cross-border stuff. And because of COVID, that has dropped dramatically. So when I was traveling around the world in the past 2 months, I went to the UK, Qatar, Israel, and the east and west coast of the US. There are just less significant number of Chinese youth representing the country and in different industry. So then I just felt a strong responsibility of this is the point of a very critical time that the country need people like us much more than before. And I feel like the world is trying to understand China better, not from a geopolitical perspective, but like the people, the civilians, the pedestrians. Like when I talk to a lot of like shop owners in Scotland, right, like drinking whiskey with them, and they were like, oh, we used to have a lot of tourists, come by, and it's been a couple of years we've never seen them, and they were really interested.
They're not talking in that accent, though, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, I try to understand them, but 50% of what they said, it was enough to know what they're talking about. But yeah, so things like that, they're definitely interested to learn more about China. And I felt like the most day-to-day people, they do not have a very strong opinion towards China. But if you get your source information only from the news, you feel like, oh, there's a huge, a battle or a standoff between China and the West, China and the US. But from my personal experience, day-to-day people, I think they're still more curious and they know just very little information about China. And I think the world need people like us to bridge this gap.
So I want to talk about the year past. The year 2022 has been a very interesting and I would say tumultuous year with COVID that has been battled against here in China. With the reopening right now, and people are coping with the new realities. Geopolitically, there's a war going on in Eastern Europe, China-US relations. Enoch, how would you summarize the year past, the year 2022?
The year 2022 has been a year of rediscovery for me. I have rediscovered and reconnected to a friend of mine, and we end up finding out that we have a lot more shared interests, and I'm very, very grateful for that. Second, and decided to switch career to media and communication. Third, it's about rediscovering and rethinking about the future. So for me, when I have a lot of time on hand, I tend to think and reorganize my thoughts, summarize my learning, and think ahead. And this is very much true for the community that I belong to. Hong Kong have celebrated the 25th anniversary of the Special Administrative Region. And there's a lot of discussion and rethinking about the role of the Special Administrative Region to the country, as well as one country, two system, how it has been so successful in the last 25 years, and what can we expect in the upcoming 25 years and beyond.
And looking forward, what would you say that would be your dream New Year resolution for the coming year, Malik?
I just don't know what to expect in the coming year, but I would definitely hope that I would have much more freedom of choice in terms of traveling and doing things that I want. And I think that that's something that a lot of young people are hoping. And at the same time, just if like China, start reopening up, and then connect with the world faster, and that would also help my little business in LA, move faster. So a little selfish,
Your business is about what? Like helping Chinese companies overseas?
Yeah, so basically, we're trying to help more Chinese companies to move abroad and expanding their business into North American market through e-commerce and social media marketing, and that's a lot of Chinese company needs these days, because they have the capacity of production, they have quality products, and they are pretty much like the domestic market is, they've done quite well in domestic market, and they're still looking for growth. And where does that growth come from? Usually, there are European market, there are Southeastern market, but honestly, the really attractive market, or the most attractive market for Chinese businesses, is the US, because you have, similar size of market with consumer with a higher, expenditure and like ability to spend, and higher income brackets. So I think that will be a new trend for a lot of Chinese businesses for their future potential growth.
Okay, good luck, man.
Yeah,
Enoch,
thank you.
what's on your personal to-do list or wish list for the year 2023?
For me personally, I'm very much interested in global development and sustainability, particularly for developing countries. Of course, earlier in the year, we have the 20th National Congress of the Communist Party of China, where it painted a roadmap for future development of the largest developing country in the world, China. And then later, towards the end of the year, we have a number of very important multilateral meetings, from the UN Climate Change Conference to the UN Biodiversity Conference, and of course, to the first ever China-Arab Summit. There were a lot of very interesting, very important framework that was agreed on, and I'm very interested in how it further developed with more details in 2023.
Alrighty, Malik and Enoch, best of luck for your future endeavors and Happy New Year. With that, we're coming to the end of this special program, but an ending is always a new beginning too. Here on behalf of our whole team, I want to wish all of you and your loved ones a new, exciting journey in the year of the rabbit. Happy New Year. Have a great 2023. I'm Wang Guan in Beijing.